Hello, I think I'm on. I'll just double check. Give me a second. Double check. Let's have a look. Boom. Super cool. So, what I'm doing here today, if I can get this camera working. Dangnabbit, it's not working. What? Give me a second, I'm just working this out. Pardon me. There we go. So, we have our set. Can we pan out? It's a bit close, isn't it? Anyway, sorry about that. It is a bit close, but we've got our sort of jungle-y set here. It's not much to see here. This is like the close-up of Tarzan when he's swinging through the trees. Not super close-up. I've got literally a large, proper scale puppet. But as well as that, I've got the small puppet. I'll be using this Tarzan when he's swinging through these trees here. He goes on the vine, and then he'll land in this area here. You can see all this area here. This is going to be water. It'll be very simple, just blue board and then glass over the top. Just a bit of reflectiveness and maybe a bit of glistening going around on the edges so you can see the edges of the shore. This will be Jane, Mrs. Tarzan. She'll be there. You have Tarzan Jr. here, the little kid. And that'll be here. Should be holding him, and there'll be a few crocodiles, and should be calling out for Tarzan, and he'll swing and land. And obviously the camera will pan and zoom in and zoom out, and you'll boom as the crocodiles are around, surrounding Jane and his son. And that's kind of like the ending shot. And I might have a little insert shot of this fella, because he's more for my full body shots. And then I have a closer one. It's not this puppet, but another puppet, which I'll do for this kind of shot. And that's out over in the corner. So, anywho, we shall crack on. I shall plug this back in. Today we're doing the general set. There we go. Come on. Something like this. This is a bit fiddly, twiddly, diddly, twiddly, fiddly. There we go. Boom. 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 Very good, sir. This is a bit fiddly, twiddly, diddly, twiddly, fiddly. Okay. There we go. Boom. 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 Cool. So let's make a start. Very good, sir. Give me a second. I'm just going to work some stuff out here. Alrighty. This is a bit fiddly, twiddly. Very good. I'm saddened that the quality isn't as good as it could be. There we go. How's that looking? Or even this. Cool. That's a bit better, isn't it? Isn't as good as it could be. There we go. How's that looking? Now the problem is I've made this nice frame for myself, but everything's brown. Everything's brown. Oh well, never mind. So we already finished Tarzan. This is fine. We've just got Jane and this guy to do, and I'll do this background piece here as well. That's cool. Everything's brown. Everything's brown. Oh well, never mind. So we already finished Tarzan. This is fine. Okay. We've just got. Let's have a look. What am I doing? Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know. Great. We'll do this then. So I like to keep things fairly straightforward and simple. I like to just make the trees in the way I've made the trees here. Very simple, just ripping up bits of cardboard over the top of each other, and I can later on paint it to look amazing and awesome. Okay, the trees in the way I've made the trees here. Very simple, just ripping. There we go. There we go. Later on, paint it to look amazing, awesome. Very good. And I will just make sure I upload this to X. Let's have a look. X. Enter. Very good. Any day now. Any day. I will just make sure I. Any day now. To X. Boom. Boom, stream live now. I'll go pop up and then Control V. Nice. Boom. Yeah, baby. And the thumbnail is as boring as ever. Never mind. Never mind. I'll have to work on the thumbnails moving forward. Nice. Boom. Yeah, baby. And the thumbnail is as boring as ever. Never mind. Lovely. Never mind. So, what should I talk about? I suppose this film, as I've mentioned before, this little Tarzan film is sort of, I'll give you something interesting you can look at in the background. This Tarzan film is based on sort of that energy you get when you watch the beginning of Incredibles, the first 5 minutes. It's that kind of exact vibe I'm looking for, that kind of Brad Birdy kind of cheeky humour, that kind of, yeah, there we go, look at that. Sort of that energy. Yeah, definitely more Brad Bird, kind of uplifting, Spielbergian, positive energy. And then this is the final shot when it gets to the jungle. And this is meant to be kind of the lead-in to the... If it was a movie, this would be the scene where the kind of... Just after the scene would be the credits, the opening credits will start up, the big logo, you know. Introduces that, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Incredible in Incredibles, or in this film it's Tarzan and Jane. Introduces them to the audience and their relationship to each other. And I'm kind of doing stuff that I enjoy most in many ways. In fact, I really enjoy making jungle sets, this sort of thing. So I'm right up my own alley. Yeah, it's really great. It's really where I want to be. And the London sets are the most potentially frustrating because I'm having to work on, you know, city sets, which aren't normally as fun because they're kind of a bit bland, boxy. Even though London has slightly more interesting architecture than somewhere like maybe New York or something. Okay, so I need to glue these on. My hot glue gun is running out, so I'm waiting on some more glue sticks. We shall go with my trusty tape. medical tape. Even though London has slightly more interesting architecture. It's nice and sticky, so it works quite well. Okay, so I just stick them down in little bunches, just out of frame. I'm just sticking them. Easy to pick up. Nice. So yeah, these epic scale sets are more Peter Jackson-y scale, where you see things in the distance, and then I can kind of flick back and forth to different scale size puppets, and that's kind of fun for the audience and fun for me. So yeah, these epic scale sets are more Peter Jackson-y scale. Make that just a little bit crumply. I can kind of flip back and forth. Nice. Scale size puppets, and that's kind of fun for the audience and fun for me. There we go. What's amazing, all these bits and bobs are literally the exact same stuff I was using earlier. Cardboard's just quite fun to work with, to be honest. It allows you not to be a perfectionist, and still looks kind of interesting and fun. Should I move that higher? I'll move that a bit higher. Look at that. Cardboard just quite fun to work with, to be honest. This, boom, that's crunched up. It allows you not to be a perfectionist, and still looks kind of interesting and fun. Yeah, maybe pop that there. That was nice. This, boom, that's crunched up. I can easily kind of cut into them later on, and all the rest of it, so that should be fine. Yeah, maybe pop that there. That was nice. Oops. Lovely. Lovely. There we go. And that bit up there. So what can I talk about? My love of Tarzan. There's a Tarzan memory for you. I remember as a kid, when I was very little, my parents gave up having a TV, so we didn't have a TV for a couple of years. And then they changed their minds and they got one. And I remember them setting it up. And it was the middle of the day. And they turned the TV on, and what was on the TV but Tarzan, one of the old black and white ones. And I should know the name of it now, but I've got a Tarzan kind of history book. Can't remember the name of that particular film, but it was one. It may have been Tarzan's Secret Treasure, something like that. It had what's his name? The kid actor, son of Tarzan. And I should know the name of it now, but I've got a Tarzan kind of history book. Can't remember the name of that. And that goes there. And this goes maybe around here. There we go. That seems to work. What's his name? The kid actor. Boom. Boom chakalaka. And if I get this one here, and I will attach that to there. That to there, and that to, whoops, that to there, and that to there. There we go. That seems to work. What? It's not working. Boom chakalaka. And if I get that to here, and that to, come on. There we go. Lovely. There we got something. Sort of can work. Sort of. At least. I can rip this corner up a little bit more. Give it a bit more pizzazz. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. There we go. So then we can have it behind. There we go. Something. Sort of this set, the trees set, and it just gives you a bit of a layering effect. Layers of trees as you swinging across. Nice. And that's that. Very good. Trees set, and it just gives you a bit of a layering effect. Layers of trees as you swing across. Might just give a little bit of a base of this. Get this lined up here. And that's that. Boom. I'm going to bump these together, so I'll just bump them on here. I'm just going to give it a bit of a shrubbery base. There we go, a scrubby base. So when it hits the ground, it just looks like I've got a little something there. Oomph. Nice. And the end was fun. It's all the little bits and pieces are just from the same piece of cardboard. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, so that's that done. That's that done. Nice. How long have we been going on for? We've been going on for 15 minutes. Great, might go a bit longer. So now we've got the little characters. Let's see what we can do. So that's that done. That's that done. Tarzan's son, Tarzan's mum. Okay, Tarzan's done. Right. 15 minutes, great. Boom, boom, boom. So now we've got the little characters. Let's see what we can do. So we'll build mum up a bit, shall we? So obviously this is like a generic man size, and we're going to make it look more feminine if we can. And we know how to do that. It's all about the hips. So we'll build mum up a bit, shall we? So obviously this is like a spin that around a little bit more. There we go. And down there. Size. And we're going to make it there more feminine. Nice and easy. And we know how to do that. It's all in the hips. The camera I'm using, I basically got it recommended from Kevin Ulrich, who's a stop-motion animator, self-made stop-motion animator who's based in America, and he did a lot of Lego stuff. He did a lot of the he, she Lego stuff, if you remember the Hobbit movies when they came out, How It Should Have Ended, stop-motion films. He was the animator on those. I'm not sure he was the writer. He does do his own sort of comedy skits, often with Lord of the Rings characters and Lego. And he's sort of a bit inspirational for me because he kind of does it all himself, you know. He doesn't have a big studio and all the rest of it. He was homeschooled, like I was homeschooled. I can relate to that. And he had this film he did, which I was especially inspired by, which was he did at university, and it was called Kashern. I can't remember the title, but his university piece was basically like a Lord of the Rings type fantasy world, all done in stop motion. He made everything in stop motion, and it was very impressive, like what he did just himself. And even though his puppets weren't the most amazing things in the world, they were it was a very brave film to have done, because there's so much going on. It was half an hour long, and some interesting great little animated shots, and even the puppets were quite simple. I got a lot from it, so I always remember that film when I think I'm being too much of a perfectionist, which can happen from time to time. There we go. Some interesting great little animated shots. You sort of see it starting to come together a bit more feminine. Just a tad, just a tad. I'm being too much of a perfectionist. Right. From time to time. Nice. I'll pop that there. Boom. Starting to come together a bit more feminine. Boom, boom. Just a tad, just a tad. Just the chest area. Building that up in various layers. So yeah, we'll see how long the film is. It shouldn't be really too long. It's going to take forever to animate. This is sort of just a tester film. There's a nice other one I want to make, more Joan of Arc based film I want to make. But that's a bit ambitious, and I thought do something like this. See if it works, and then make the Joan of Arc movie. Oh yeah, baby. Tester film. There's a nice other one I want to make. Kind of doesn't work, but alright. It's just one tiny shot, so I should get away with it. That's a bit ambitious. It's a very brief shot. See if it works, and then make the Joan of Arc movie. I should remember she has a little loincloth as well, so I can get away with some stuff. Kind of doesn't work, but alright. It's just one tiny shot, so I should get away with it. What can I talk about? So obviously, my understanding of anatomy comes from a lot of sketching, drawing over the years. I worked in the industry for 5 years, about 5 years, I think, whilst I was in university. I'd be skipping off to industry doing different jobs. So obviously, my understanding. And then I got one last job in London during COVID time, and then I kind of dropped the industry for a bit and just do it sort of more for fun. But it's still there, I can always go back. I'm always open to get a job at somewhere like Aardman. You know, just the other studios, I'm no longer as keen on getting jobs in commercial work and stuff. It's just very sort of tough. It's quite stressful, and you're travelling around a lot, and I've kind of done so much travelling. I'm also getting a little older, you know. When I was younger in my 20s, I just had energy to do all this stuff. Travel around all of the UK, you know. Now I'm a little bit travelled out a bit. It's quite stressful, and you're travelling around a lot, and I've kind of done so much travelling. Also getting a little older, you know. When I was younger, sort of. I just had energy to do all this sort stuff. Travel around all of the UK, you know. Now I'm a little bit nice. Travel out a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's more feminine. That's more feminine. Boom. Sort of. Sort of. Nice. Let's enhance that hourglass. That's more feminine. Shape. That's more feminine. Boom. Boom. That's a bit there. And that's a bit there. Let's enhance that hourglass. Shape. And obviously the themes, it's again like Incredibles, the family, very family theme, you know. I grew up homeschooled in a Catholic family, so that kind of wholesome, you know, almost there's a sort of a family Christian-y vibe, gentle vibe, which is sort of get a bit from Incredibles as well. So it's a similar sort of energy. The final Tarzan film I'm making, I mean. Now I'm just thinking of a title. Should I call it Tarzan in London, or Tarzan, a Tarzan parody or something like that? I don't want the Edgar Rice Burroughs estate coming after me, so not that I'm making any money from it. It's really kind of just a fun fan film. I was thinking of a title. Should I call it Tarzan in London, or Tarzan, a Tarzan parody? And it is a bit of a parody. Come on, it's all stop motion. All of this stop motions. Not that I'm making any money from it. It's really kind of just a fun fan film. I'm making her loincloth. And it is a bit of a parody. Come on, boom. All stop motion. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to try and use this drink, and that there, and that here, and that here, and that there. Bump there. Obviously, the more I work with this tape, the more used to it I get. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to try and use this. Okie dokie. Sweet, that looks pretty okay. Obviously, the more I work with this, boom, tape, and I can give it a little bit of a TLC. Okie dokie. Lovely. Cool. Sweet, that looks pretty okay. So we have sort of, and I can almost there, just get that little bit thinner. Lovely. Cool. There we go, just so she's more recognisably feminine with the hourglass sort of shape. Almost there, just get that little bit. Oops, and a bit here as well. There we go. Lovely jubbly. That's that there. That's that there. Now, I've got something here. Let's have a look how close I can get. Come on. Lovely jubbly. That's that there. That's that there. Now, there we go. So you got a bit of view there. Boom. Boom. We only see it from the front, so just need some hair. Now, should I use wire to give it some flow? I might use some wire. There we go, so you got a bit of view there. Boom. We can see this in here, so just need some hair. Now, should I use wire? Crunch that down there. I can squeeze. Flow. I might use some wire. I think I'll wrap up this stream shortly. I will carry on working, but I don't like spending too long on these streams because I may distract myself from my other projects. There we go. I think I'll wrap up this stream shortly. Okay, that'll be okay maybe. Too long on these streams because I boom, and on the back, all the way to the back. Boom, lovely. Distract myself from my other projects. Boom, 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 boom. Sweet. And I can kind of crunch out a bit. That can be there, and that can be there. Boom, 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 boom. Sweet. Great. So that's her hair. So now I just need to fill her hair out a bit. How do I go about this? Great. That's her hair. So now I just need to fill her hair out a bit. Yeah. Alright. How do I go about this? Bum here, bum there. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Bum here, bum there. There we go. Yeah. Cool. And there, and that'll go there, and that can come at the front here a little bit. Just a general scrunch. There, and that'll go there. That can come on front here a little bit. Yeah. And a bit of a scrunch up for the back as well. But cool. Just a general scrunch. And I'm not sure how both their sides of hair come to the front, maybe. Yeah, look at that. Just for a tiny little shot. And I'm not sure how both their sides of hair come to the front, maybe. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Lovely jubbly. Just for a tiny little shot. Cool beans. This little figure reminds me somewhat of the Buster Keaton caveman sketch. Was it The Three Ages? It was a very old film. It has some interesting stop motion elements, especially with dinosaurs. And to be honest, I might want to do a film like that. I love dinosaurs. So she's standing on that little island with her son. The figure reminds me somewhat of the Buster Keaton caveman sketch. Was it The Three Ages? Tarzan Jr. A very old film. It has some interesting stop motion elements, especially with dinosaurs. And to be honest, I might want to do a film like that. I love dinosaurs. So she's standing on that little. So I've been cranking out lots of these tiny figures, and it's kind of fun. Let's have a look. Got a whole handful over here. You can see them here. These little people. Takes about maybe 15 minutes to half an hour each, but I can turn them into anyone I want, you know, different sizes and scales, and can make them more feminine by giving them hips and etc. etc. So as I make more of these streams, hopefully I'll make things a bit more flashier, so it's a bit more interesting to look at. Again, it's just brown on brown. You have the brown of the frame, the brown of my hands, and the brown of this, and a bit of white, so it's not really using very good colour theory, is it? As I make more of these streams, hopefully I'll make things a bit more flashier, so it's a bit more interesting to look at. Again, it's just brown on brown. You have the brown of the frame, the brown of my hands, and the brown of this. And we've got a loincloth for Junior. It's not really using very good colour theory, is it? Sculpt it out a bit. So I guess if this was really fun, I could theoretically do a sequel to this film, and it could kind of just count as being one coherent film in a way, because this opening film is all about Tarzan in London, and it's very much the same energy as the opening of Incredibles, so I can just work with it. Flow on from that and move on to, you know, Tarzan's home life with his new kid, and introduce those characters. Yes. The same energy as the opening of Incredibles, so I can just work with it. Flow on from that. Yes, that'll probably do. That'll probably be fine. I'll give his head a bit, make it a bit bigger. New kid, and introduce those characters. Yes. Give him some hair. Yes, that'll probably do. That'll probably be fine. I'll give his head a bit, make it a bit bigger. Boom. Give him some hair. Look. There we go. Boom. Now I haven't made the larger scale puppets yet, so how they end up looking on that might inform how I might alter these a bit. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to look in the end. There we go. Nice. Nice. No, I haven't made the larger scale puppets yet, so boom, how they end up looking on that. So we got Tarzan Jr. and his mum, and then in the foreground, much closer to the viewer, Tarzan. Right, so I'll probably leave the stream there. Hope you enjoyed. Obviously here you can see the larger scale Tarzan. The lighting is terrible, you can't see all the colours, but and then in the foreground, much closer to the viewer. Come on, what's going on? Anyway, stuff I'll have to work on moving forward. Hope you enjoyed, and there we go. Ciao for now. Tarzan. The lighting is terrible, you can't see all the colours, but foreground. Isn't there? Come on. Anyway, stuff I'll have to work on moving forward. Hope you enjoyed, and there we go. Ciao for now.